we're back out. We're along some of the Killingly Pond reservoirs, and now I'm going to head into this hemlock forest towards the reservoirs because there's some nice boglands down there. Heading into partial hemlock, eastern hemlock, Kasuga canadensis forest. A few white pines here and there too. It looks like it's mostly hemlock with an overstory of oak and some birches. We have some Calcladium imponens, or hypnum moss. We have Calcladium haldanium, or the beautiful branch moss, with a little bit of dicranum. That's what this is right here. Nice Betualenta, or the sweet birch. Then we have a Quercus rubra, or a red oak right there, amongst all the hemlock. In the openings, there's Pinus strobus, or the white pine, form little thickets where the hemlocks or other trees have fallen. There's a larger one there and there, one over there next to another hemlock. Beautiful Monotropa uniflora right here. Look at this beautiful declining specimen. This one's well over 100 years old, and I'm on the top of a large boulder. And as it declines, the white pines will take over. That's a big one. About 3 feet around at the base. As we head into the bog, we're starting to get Clethra alnifolia, or sweet pepper bush. We got Kalmia latifolia, or the mountain laurel. Tons of majestic eastern hemlocks. These ones here. That's what most of the understory is made up of. We have 2 big dead ones. Nice live one right here. Right there we have Chamaecyparis, I think Thioides, or the Atlantic white cedar. Here we are, Chamaecyparis thioides, the white cedar. They form these kind of thicket swamps with the Clethra. Tend to be very shady, and they can house rare plants that they're pretty undiverse when it comes to sheer number of plants, but they house the rare ones. Right here we have Bosania trilobata in the deep shade here. These areas tend to be fun to go through just because they're not extremely difficult. It's just slow going, and it's just incredibly beautiful. Right here we have Kalmia angustifolia, or the sheep laurel. Also could be the bog laurel, but they both kind of grow in bogs. Purple flowers when it does flower. It can look like mountain laurels, or Kalmia latifolia's flower. Beautiful little dicranum in this tiny window. As you get closer to the outside of the bog, you typically get a little bit denser and harder to get through, with more fallen trees. As the trees grow closer together, the small ones senesce and die, and eventually fade back into the moss. But towards where it's open, it's just at the beginning of that cycle, where he's on the interior. Like old growth cedar swamps are so cool to be in. I know of a few of them, and I want to show you this summer. Here we have Dodecon verticulatus, or swamp loosestrife, even though it's not a loosestrife. These have purple flowers in June and July at these little things. And then it's just kind of this arching, branchy, herbaceous perennial. And they like these swamps and boggy areas. So this the entire floor is likely covered with them. We have a small Chamaecyparis. Atlantic white cedar, Kalmia latifolia. Look how beautiful that one is. We have blueberries, like this one here. And these areas are dominated by clumps of beautiful sphagnum. So pretty much everywhere under the snow in here is all moss. Hummocks of moss. Breaking into the open here. Just gotta go under one more blocker. Stuck. It always does that. Alright, in the bog, the open bog. Right here we have Chamaedaphne caculata, or the leatherleaf. It's an ericaceous shrub, or blueberry family. These are little, kind of whitish flowers that bloom in like April and May. And then it has this beautiful kind of bronze foliage. For the rest of the year, the bronze foliage is more green in the summer, of course. It's a beautiful, beautiful shrub. Over here we have Vaccinium macropon, or the American cranberry, growing here on this little floating hummock. See, it's a quaking bog. See how it shakes? You can fall through and become a bog body. Not my goal today, though. In habitats like these, typically you gotta stick to where the shrubs are, because that's where the area is thickest. On those open areas, it tends to be very thin. Here we have a typha, or a cattail. Not sure what species, but cool to find. Cedar bogs are some of my favorite habitats. This one's younger because it's just starting to colonize this reservoir. And it likely used to be a bog before it became a reservoir. Right here we have an ancient, unused duck blind. An old plywood structure. And nice little soldier lichens on the old wood. British soldier lichens, Cladonia. Right here we have some beautiful Myrica gale, or sweet gale. It's in the Myrtaceae, the myrtle family, and it smells really good. They're wonderful plants. Here we have some Allocomnium, or bog moss, ribbed bog moss, making up the majority of hummocks in some areas. Sauntering back through all the leather leaf, I'm gonna make our way back into the forest. Here we have a rare one, a Lycopediella. I don't know which one, but it is definitely a Lycopediella with the Vaccinium macropon, you know, the American cranberry. We have little tiny white cedars, Chamaecyparis. We have Kalmia angustifolia, Chamaedaphne here and there. We got the typha. We got some kind of scirpus. Alrighty, we're heading out of there, back into the uplands. Another massive hemlock. This one seems pretty healthy. About almost 3.5 feet around. It's a big one. Here we have some tiny Dendrolycopodium obscurum, or flat-branched tree club moss. And it's flat-branched. One of the only species in the area that is flat-branched. And it's the most common, I feel. Right here I have Pseudomilgeddon attenuatus, or tree skirt moss. Pretty common. Alright, so we're up here in the eastern Connecticut highlands, about 700 feet above sea level, and we're looking at a valley that's around 300 feet. Isn't that nice?